The psychological approach. In general, two methods have been used to distinguish religion from other subjects of study. The second method, based on examining the multiformity of Mohammedanism, Shintoism, Brahmanism, and so on, may be named the comparative method. But first to be considered is the psychological approach, based on the intimate familiarity of the experience. Emotion versus intellect. There are many persons, both scholars and others, who believe that the essence of religion, the common factor in all religions, is some sort of emotional experience. In one way or another, they minimize the intellectual content. Although Hawking speaks of a search for righteousness, and righteousness no doubt is something other than emotion, Hawking's stress falls on the passionateness of the search rather than on the contents of righteousness. He does not make an outright denial that there are intellectual factors in religion, but he asserts that no theoretical proposition is true apart from feeling. This seems to imply that even the truth of mathematics depends on passion. Perhaps he would not say that all passion is religious or commendable, but passion is so much the medium of religion that whatever is of passion, quote, tends to be, unquote, religious. King also emphasizes the emotional nature of religion and disparages the intellectual. In his foreword, he refers to, quote, the bare bones of the intellectual statements of religious dogma, unquote, as opposed to, quote, the vital phenomena of breathing and moving religions themselves, unquote. Or consider a little more at length the views of another well-known scholar who places the emphasis on emotion, James Bissett Pratt, in his The Religious Consciousness, aware of the difficulties in framing a definition, admits that in many respects his own definition is probably as bad as any other, but he holds that one word in it hits the mark pretty accurately. Religion, he says, is a serious attitude toward those powers which people believe control their destinies. It is the word attitude which he stresses, and by which he plays down the intellect. In his study of conversion, he says that, quote, the essential thing about conversion is the unification of character, and that this is, quote, the really important and the only essential part of it. Page 123. This involves will, emotion, and thought, but it is primarily moral. Quote, nor is the intellectual side of the process to be neglected, though it is frankly the least noticeable of the three. In most cases it seems to play but a negative part. Unquote.